this place and time, that I might seek and find my God.
Hello and welcome to Good Starts. I apologize in advance for if I sound out of it. I'm a little under the weather, been fighting like some aches and pains and some stuffed up nose and stuff like that, but that's not going to stop me from putting these videos out there. So today we're going to be reading in Mark. It's chapter 8 verses 36 and 37. And it reads, "For what shall it profit a man or woman," just remember that, it's not just strictly towards men, "if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" Jesus was speaking this because he knew that people were so hung up on treasure and so hung up on wealth. And back then it wasn't as much as who had the most money. There was lots of different types of wealth back then. For instance, people who owned vineyards. If they had large vineyards, they would be very wealthy because people would come to them for drink, whether it be juice, wine. Juice and wine were similar because in those days they didn't drink water. So when how it was described to me is that when they talk about wine in the Bible, they talk about just, it's like grape juice, and then strong drink would be wine, so that people that would own these vineyards would make a lot of money off of their grapes. So one man in particular came to Jesus and said, how I see what you're talking about, and how do I get that? And Jesus told him, sell all your stuff and give all your money to the poor. And the man walked away sad because he knew he had a lot of stuff that he didn't want to give up. So that's what it's talking about. What should it profit you if you gain the whole world? If you're the richest and you got all the stuff, and you got everything you want, and you've got all these possessions, and all these possessions are great, and you see that they're good, but what do they profit you if you lose your own soul in that? That if your stuff and your things stop you from getting into a closer relationship with God and going to heaven, that stuff is causing you to lose your soul. There's lots of people in today's age that talk about this next part of the verse, or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Lots of people are making deals with the devils for riches and fame. Katy Perry is one of them that has talked about selling her soul to the devil to make it big in the music industry. She started off as a gospel singer. She started off, her father's a preacher, and he tells everybody all the time to remember that we're not fighting against flesh and blood. We're fighting against powers of darkness and not against flesh. And he asked everybody to continue to pray for Katie because she is truly in a dark place where the riches of this world and her own soul doesn't feel worthy enough for her to hold on to, because what is her soul profiting her? Nothing. So she gave her soul to the devil for riches and fame. But when it comes to the end of time and she stands before the throne of God, if she doesn't get right and she doesn't accept Christ as her Savior again, what did all them riches profit her if she spends an eternity in hell, separated from God and in eternal punishment? It profited her nothing. Her momentary pleasure on this earth and your momentary pleasure on this earth could very well lead you to damnation forever. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So I just hope that this is encouraging you today to struggle to lay down the things that you don't need anymore. To lay down the things that are separating you from a relationship with Jesus and with God. I just hope that just really sits well with you today, and I pray that you have a wonderful day. God bless.